Hello students, welcome to JCE Connect. Today we will discuss the module 1 of solid waste management. So let us begin with the definition of solid waste. So solid waste are all the waste which are arising from the human and animal activities that are normally solid and that are described as useless or unwanted. So whenever any material is of no further use, when it is useless or unwanted, we call it as a solid waste. So the term waste here implies that it is of no concern to anyone and is of no value. So such materials are called as the waste. So if it is in solid form, we call it as a solid waste. So solid wastes are being produced since the beginning of the civilization. So during early period, the solid waste were conveniently and unobtrusively disposed of as a density of population was low and with the large open space was available for managing the waste. But nowadays the situation is not so. So we face the problem of managing the solid waste. Then, as we moved on with the advanced industrialization and urbanization, the problem of waste disposal has increased. So, the high population density, the intensive land use for residential, commercial, industrial activities, that has led to adverse impact on the environment. So there is an institute called NEERI, that is National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, which is in Nagpur. So according to the observations done by the NEERI, that has indicated that the per capita waste generation in India ranges between zero point 0.3 to 1 kg per person per day for different cities in India, and for developed countries it is more compared to India. Like for USA it is 2.5 kg per person per day. For example, Sweden is 0.8 kg per person per day. So this is the general rate of waste production. So the quantity of waste, that is solid waste, generated per city, it depends upon various factors like which type of city it is, then what are the living standards of the residents, and the season of the year. So these factors affect the generation rate of the solid waste. Then let us understand what is the meaning of solid waste management. So that the solid waste management is defined as, it is a discipline that is associated with the control of generation, storage, collection, transfer and transport, processing and disposal of the solid waste in a manner that is in accord with the best principles of public health, economics, engineering, then conservation, aesthetics, and other environmental considerations, and that is also responsive to the public attitudes. So this is called as the solid waste management. So here the definition, if you want to split, okay, so here how it is explained is, it is defined as a discipline, like it is a branch wherein it is associated with the control of generation of the solid waste, how it is been stored, how it is collected, then how it is transferred and transported from one place to other place, that is from the collection point to the disposal site, then how the processing is done before disposal, and how it is disposed of, what all the different methods are adopted for disposing of the solid waste. So these all processes are done in a manner that is in accordance with the best principles of public health, economics, engineering, conservation, aesthetics and other environmental considerations, and that is also responsive to the public attitude. So this is the definition of solid waste management. Now let us discuss about the scope of solid waste management. So solid waste management includes all the administrative, financial, legal, planning and engineering functions which are involved in the solutions to all problems of solid waste. So this depends upon the community by its inhabitants. So that is the scope of the solid waste management. Then let us understand one more definition, that is integrated solid waste management, that is ISWM, that is integrated solid waste management. So this can be defined as the selection and application of suitable techniques, technologies and management programs to achieve the specific waste management objectives and goals. So integrated means interdisciplinary. So all these processes are interdependent. So you need to adopt certain techniques, technologies to better management of this solid waste. So there is a branch called integrated solid waste management, wherein it is defined as the selection. Okay, this concentrates on which method to select and how it is applied. So that is selection and application of suitable techniques and technologies, and the management of the programs to achieve a specific waste management objective and goal. So that is called as the integrated solid waste management. So this consists of a series of activities which are linked with the control of waste generation, segregation, storage, collection, then hauling, treatment and final disposal. So this integrated solid waste management, it consists of a series of activities. So it starts with the control of the waste generation, then next step is segregation of the waste which is generated in the first step, then after segregation where you are going to store it, how you are going to collect it, then how it is hauled from one place to other place, then what treatment method is used, and finally how the waste is being disposed of. So this is all interdependent or linked activities that are studied in integrated solid waste management. Then we'll discuss what is the objective of the solid waste management. So here the objective is to reduce the quantity of the solid waste which is being disposed of on the land by the recovery of the material and energy from the solid waste. So what is our ultimate aim is to recover the material and to generate the energy from the solid waste. So while managing the waste, we can take advantage of that waste, we can reuse, recover, and we can also generate the energy from the solid waste. So which is the best practice to follow? So here it is given with the help of a flow chart. You can see there is a product. Okay, then once it is used, okay, that is household consumption, then this waste will go for the disposal directly after the use or after the household consumption. So this type of waste generation without integrated waste management system is wrong method of practice. Whereas if you follow the integrated solid waste management, that is here there is one more flow chart. You can see the product is used, the household consumption is done, that is you have used the product, then the waste is generated out of it, then you have done the sorting and separation from that waste. So whatever reusable material you have separated and sorted off, then some material you can recycle and reuse directly, and whatever the less quantity of waste is further produced after recycling and reuse, that waste is further sent to either biological processing or the thermal processing. So biological process includes your composting method, for example, and thermal process, for example, includes your pyrolysis, then heating, burning of the waste. So all these come under thermal processing. Then after processing, you can during processing also you can generate the energy, and last ultimately what is uh, left out is still less waste which is going for the disposal. And the biologically processed waste what is present, that you can again reuse in the form of compost, that is called as compost recovery. So this is how we can practice the waste, that is integrated waste management system, by which you can minimize the waste. So waste minimization by integrated solid waste management. So this is the best practice of managing the solid waste. Then comes the sources of solid waste. So let us understand what all the different sources of solid waste, how the solid waste is generated, what are the sources, what are the typical facilities or locations where the waste are being generated, and it includes what type of waste. So it is given in the form of a chart table, you can see here. So the first source is the residential. So it may be houses and apartments, that is residential buildings. So in residential buildings, what type of waste we expect? That is either a food waste, paper, then left out food, plastics, textiles, leather, then it also includes your yard waste, wood, glass, tin cans, aluminium and other metals, ash. Then it also includes the special waste. Special waste means the bulky items like your consumer electronics, batteries, then waste oils and tires. Then your yard waste. White goods includes your large worn out or broken household or commercial appliances, like your TVs, refrigerators, washing machines, dishwashers, etc. They are called as white goods. Then it also includes the household hazardous waste. So these all come under the first type of source, that is the residential waste. Then comes your commercial. So here it includes the your stores, restaurants, markets, then office buildings, hotels, then your print shops, then auto repair shops, medical facilities and institutions. These all are included under commercial buildings or commercial waste. Then what type of waste you expect from such places is again food waste, rubbish, ash, then glass, metals, demolition and construction waste, plastic waste, wood, then special waste and hazardous waste you can expect from commercial. Then next comes your institutional waste. So it includes your all schools, governmental centers, then hospitals, prisons, etc. So these are the institutes. So from institutes, what type of waste we can expect is same as the commercial waste, that is food waste, rubbish, ash, glass, metals, then demolition and construction waste, All these waste you can expect in institutional waste also. Then comes your construction and demolition waste. So that is also one source wherein you can expect huge amount of the solid waste. So wherever new construction sites are going on, then road repair activities are going on, then raising or any destroying of the buildings, repair and renovation of the buildings, broken pavements, etc., are the are included in construction and demolition waste. So what type of construction and demolition waste we expect is, it may be wood, it may be steel, concrete, electrical and plumbing waste, dirt, etc., that is included under construction and demolition. Then comes the municipal service, that is excluding the treatment facilities. So this includes your street cleaning, landscaping, then catch basin clearing, parks, beaches and recreational areas. So these are included under municipal services. So here we expect special waste, rubbish, street sweeping, landscape and tree trimming, then catch basin debris, general waste from park, beaches and residential areas. Then one more type of waste is your treatment plant or incineration plants. So here the water, wastewater and industrial treatment processes, etc., are the sources. And here what type of waste we expect is the treatment plant waste, principally composed of the residual sludge. So sludge is a thick waste liquid which is coming out, which is quite heavier, so that is called as the residual sludge. Then comes your industrial waste. So here the construction, fabrication, light and heavy manufacturing, refineries, chemical plants, power plants and demolition plants, etc., they are included under industrial. So here what type of waste we expect is the industrial process waste like scrap materials, etc. Then non-industrial waste includes your food waste, rubbish, ash, then demolition and construction waste, special waste and hazardous waste. Then the last one is agricultural. So here the field and row crops, orchards, then vineyards, dairies, feedlots and farms, these are included under agriculture. So here what type of waste we expect is the spoiled food waste, then agricultural waste, then rubbish and hazardous waste. So these are included under agriculture. So these are all the sources of solid waste, that is residential, commercial, institutional, construction and demolition, municipal services, treatment plant site incinerators, then industrial and the agricultural waste. Next, we'll discuss how the wastes are being classified, that is the classification of the materials. Okay, what material we call it as a waste, how those waste materials are classified in municipal solid waste, we'll discuss. So we have seen what is we have used the words food waste, rubbish, ash and residue, special waste. So what is the meaning of these all terms? So what type of waste it includes, we'll discuss. So food waste includes your animal, fruit and vegetable residues, so called garbage, okay, which we are which is produced on a daily basis in our houses, then which are resulting from handling, preparation, cooking while eating of the food. So all these are included under food waste, because food waste are putrescible, that is rotting takes place, and they will decompose rapidly, especially in warm weather. So they are the food waste is more in quantity usually in summer season, because if the weather is warm, they will become waste very soon. Then comes your rubbish. So rubbish is one more type of or component of the solid waste. So rubbish includes your combustible and non-combustible solid waste. So combustible means which can be burnt, non-combustible is which you cannot burn. So it includes both combustible and non-combustible solid waste, excluding the food waste or other putrescible waste which undergoes rotting. So this typically includes the combustible waste includes your materials such as paper, cardboard, plastics, then textile, rubber, leather, wood, furniture and garden trimming. So these are included under combustible rubbish. And non-combustible rubbish consist of items such as glass, then crockery, tin cans, aluminum cans, then your ferrous and non-ferrous metals, dirt and construction waste. So these all are included under non-combustible, which cannot be burnt. So that is the non-combustible rubbish. Then the next component of solid waste is ash and residue. So here ash includes the material which is remain from the burning of the wood, coal, coke and other combustible waste. So whatever byproduct is formed after the combustion or burning of the waste, that is called as the ash. So the residues from power plants, they are not included in this category, because the power plant wastes, they are hazardous waste, so they are not included here. So ash and residues are normally composed of fine powdery material, then cinders, clinkers and small amount of burnt and partially burnt material. So these are included under ash and residues. The next component is the special waste. So special waste includes the waste such as the street sweeping waste, roadside litter, catch basin debris, dead animals, abandoned vehicles. They are classified as special waste. Then comes the category is the demolition and construction waste. So here the waste which is arising from raised means demolished buildings, and other structures are classified as the demolition waste. So the waste from construction and remodeling or and repairing of residential or commercial or industrial buildings and similar structures, they are classified as the construction waste. And these waste may include the dirt, stone, concrete, then your bricks, then plaster, lumber, then shingles, plumbing, heating and electrical parts. So all these which are associated with the building, they are included as demolition and construction waste. Then the last category is the treatment plant waste. So here the solid waste, the solid and the semi solid waste which is from any water or wastewater or even industrial water treatment facilities, that are included in this type of classification. So these are all uh, the classification of the materials which are comprising the municipal solid waste. So those materials are either food waste, rubbish, ash and residues, special waste, then demolition and construction waste, and the last one is treatment plant waste. So these are all the components of the waste which is comprising the municipal solid waste.